welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. My name's Katelyn, and first off I just want to apologize. The heat is on, so it's going to have a little bit loud fuzzy noise in the background for a bit until the heat goes off. The furnace is like just behind this wall, so it's a little bit loud. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some gifts for Sewists. Now I've been planning to get this video up, and I've been in like a mad dash to try and get my Christmas DIY videos filmed and ready. But this might go up a little bit later than I expected, so I do apologize, but I just really did want to get it up regardless. Now I know most of us who may watch this video are Sewists and may not have a Sewist close to them to gift to, but if you have someone who doesn't know what to get you, or you're not even sure yet, maybe you can just send them this video and say I like between minute 2 and 3 and just give them a little hint, nudge, nudge. I don't know, but I have compiled a list of things that I think are good gifts for Sewists, things that are useful and not just kind of random things. So yeah, let's get into it. So one of the first things I did want to mention is that I do have 2 videos on my channel that I uploaded quite a while ago now. One is my top 10 sewing tools and my top 10 drafting tools. So if you're looking to get a Notion kit together or basket, or maybe just one Notion or 2, go to that video and see what my top 10 items are for that, because especially if someone's a beginner or they just need some upgraded equipment, that's a great video to watch. But in every video description box I have my favorite tool linked, and that is this right here, my BWA Woodturning seam ripper. And what this is, scroll quick, right here, focus, there we go. So this has a detachable blade on it that gets turned around and goes inside, so it's nice and protected. There we go. And you can buy these replacement heads from BWA Woodturning in case you drop it and break it like I did, but I have a spare now. They're so nice to send me one after I talked about them in the last video, which they did not need to do and I didn't ask for, but they so graciously sent me one. And mine's like a turned wood that's like purpley pink, and it's got some blue in there. He's dyed it somehow and carved it really nice. It's nice and smooth, and these blades are so sharp. They are the best seam rippers I've ever used, and I love the fact that I can just like completely protect it and put away, and these are amazing. So check out the links below. I'll have links as best as I can for everything that I'm going to talk about, and yeah, check them out. They have a big range of ones. Other Notion supplies that I just wanted to mention, because if you're looking to give an actually useful gift, maybe put a little compiled basket together of things that get used a lot. So things like rotary blades, measuring tapes, I always lose them, a brand new pin box. Get some nice glass headed pins. Those are amazing because you can iron them and they last quite a long time. If you get the super fine ones, those are my favorite, but again, those always disappear. Maybe get a nice brand new pair of fabric scissors, things like that. What else do I always run out of? Get a nice pair of snips, thread snips for your sewing machine, or you can do some DIYs like my pin cushion for your sewing machine that wraps around. I have a video for that. You can buy some pattern weights, or maybe make some pattern weights. I'm actually looking to get some like just regular washers in a larger size, and I bought some ribbon that looks like a measuring tape at Fabricland, and I'm just going to wrap those because I don't have any pattern weights and I think they would be really helpful. So something like that you can do super easy. I also seen some really nice like marble looking coasters, just like coffee cup coasters or drink coasters that you use in your living room or dining room. Those would make great pattern weights as well if they got a good weight to them, and they always come in different shapes and sizes and whatnot, so those would work as well. I am also going to be posting a DIY for a non-slip pedal pad. And what is that? So I'm not sure if it's going up before this video or not, but what I did was I'll put the picture in here as well, of a little pad that my sewing machine foot pedal sits on top and it's non-slip, so it's not going to slide on the floor. I always have an issue with my pedal like sliding to the back of my table, and my sewing machine table has like a little lip at the back, and so my foot can only go so far, but the pedal ends up way further and then I can't reach it anymore, and it feels like every 5 minutes I'm yanking it back, and after a long day of sewing it just gets so annoying. So that's a simple DIY that you can make too for someone who's a really avid sewer who doesn't have carpeted floor. That works really well as well. I'm also going to be posting a video on a teacup pin cushion. So again, I'm not sure if that's going up before this video or not. As I'm filming this, I haven't even made it yet, so I haven't filmed it to actually show you guys. But I've made them in the past, so I just wanted to film it so I could have one in my sewing room and then show you guys as well. So that'll be coming soon. If I have the photo of it, I will post it here. Another thing I thought would be a great thoughtful gift for a sewist who makes a lot of garments would be to get some custom labels made. So you can go look on Etsy. I've ordered from Labelicious before. They're really great, out of Quebec, I think. There's Dutch Label Shop, which is I've seen all over Instagram like crazy. But I think that that would be a really thoughtful gift. Maybe you can work with the person to figure out what they kind of want it to look like, or kind of give them like a gift card, like a free voucher for, you know, so many custom labels that you want to order for them, and then they can kind of design it if they want. Or if you know them really well, maybe you can just make a handmade by whatever their name is or whatever they like to call their brand. I think that would be really thoughtful as well. And I did also want to mention enamel pins. They are so popular right now. Pink Coat Club has a bunch. There's a bunch of people who have them. I will try and link as many down below, but I keep seeing them pop up on Instagram. Everybody's coming out with an enamel pin, and they're so cute and pretty to collect in your sewing room or to wear. You know, you've got the It Has Pockets one, seamstress ones. I think Gabby from Gabardashery just came out with one. Abby, oh, what's her Instagram handle? I'm forgetting her Instagram handle, but Abby just came out with, I think, a knitting one as well. Anyways, I'll try and link as many as I can. But those are really cool, especially just to throw in with something as well. And the other thing I wanted to mention, which I'm trying to remember if this is the correct name or not, but I will link it down below and try and put a picture in. But I think it's called the Fit For You Dress Form Kit. And basically what it is a box of specifically shaped foam pieces to add to a dress form to customize the size to fit you. So, and then it has two covers. So there's a cover that goes over your dress form that you pin the foam pieces to, and then there's another cover that goes over top to kind of smooth everything out. So if you have any lumps or bumps, or, you know, I find that the boobs on dress forms are always way too high. You can put the cups down lower so it makes more sense. If you have high shoulders, you can put the shoulder ones on. Just kind of customize it to your shape, and then you've got a customized dress form, especially if you don't want to make your own. This way, if you have one already, you can just adjust it to your shape. And a few books I wanted to mention. Fashionary, I've talked about this many times before. I also have a top 10 books for fashion. If you want to see that video, I'll link it down below as well. But I didn't want to pass it by without mentioning the Fashionary book. So Fashionary has a sketchbook that has pre-printed croquis inside. They're really lightly drawn in. And then there's like a little section in the front with a glossary and tips and links, and there's a bunch of information in the front. And then they also have a Fashionpedia. So I love their Fashionpedia book because it explains basically everything to do with fashion. And I think they just came out with a business one, so a business related fashion book. So there's a ton of resources in there if you're interested. And the other top book for someone who wants to get into pattern drafting, I would say this is the #1 pattern drafting book out there, is Pattern Making for Fashion Design by Helen Joseph Armstrong. I'm sure many of you heard of her books. I have a version that I think is from the 80s, I believe. My mom picked it up at a thrift store just before I went to school for fashion design, and I didn't realize that it was like the book. And then I went, and the textbook that they recommended was basically the exact same book, just in an updated version. And I didn't go and purchase it because I looked through the new ones that my friends bought, and it seemed to be basically the exact same and had almost all the same images as the book that I had, just with, you know, the pages were in a different order and there may have been a few extra things, but that is like the top book for pattern drafting. So if you know someone who wants to work on drafting this year, that is a great book to get. And the last thing I wanted to throw in were subscriptions. So I know Black Friday just passed and there were a bunch of sales on for subscriptions, and I was kicking myself that I didn't have this video out yet because it would have been great to pick up some of those, but I did just want to mention them anyways. There are a ton of sewing subscriptions that you can get. So just to mention a few, there's Pattern Review, Seamwork, Needle Sharp Box, Dream Wardrobe, So Hayley Jane, So Sampler, So Over at PDF, Sewciety. There is a ton of places that you can get subscriptions for PDF patterns, for fabric, like fabric subscription boxes. There's Notion boxes, magazines. There's just a ton of those. So if you know someone who's into that kind of stuff, that maybe you want to give them 1 or 2 gifts throughout the year and they'll just get it in the mail, then you can just get them a subscription. So I think that's everything that I had on my list for my gifts for Sewists. If there's anything else that you guys can think of that you'd love to get this year, leave them down in the comments below. And again, I'll try to link everything that I can in the description, along with anything else that I think of in between me filming this and me putting it up. So make sure to check out the links down below. And again, I don't know when I'm posting this, but I do have a bunch of DIYs already filmed and ready to go, so I might just post a bunch in a week and get them all out for you guys because I don't want to wait too close to Christmas. And then there's a few more that I am going to be filming, so fingers crossed I can get them all done as quickly as I can. And that's the dog barking. And earlier you probably heard the cat running around above me. So there's lots of noises going on in this video. I apologize. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Make sure to check out the playlist that I link at the end of this video. There's lots of Christmas gift ideas and other sewing playlists that you can check out. I hope you guys have a fabulous week and a fabulous holiday season. I'll see you in the next video, crafters. Bye!